fasted and you cried. There were times that you wanted to give up, but mothers don't give up. We get out, and we don't give up. That's me. I know what God has done. I know what God can do. And because I know what He's done, and because I know what He can do, because I've seen God change a life and change a lifestyle. Raise your hands, your right hand. And I want you to say this from your heart. And when we send up a prayer to the Master, when we send it up sincerely,
Hallelujah.
I want you to say, Father God, in your precious name, Jesus, we welcome you in this house. Now I want you to tell Minister Young, say, Minister Young, do what God say do. Open up your mouth and let Him use you. I present to this waiting congregation, Minister Corey.
Come on, you don't have to stop right there. You don't mind giving God some glory. In fact, I think that y'all can do a little You want to bless God today? Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I remember my mama said that if you don't believe what God can do, I don't mind you using me for an example. If you don't believe that God can take your life out of nothing and correct something, use me for an example. If you don't think that God can make a miracle in your life, for an example, I am the perfect example that God can do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we can ask. Won't He do it? Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Hallelujah to your name, Jesus. Just keep playing that for me, Dean. But for those of you who have your Bible, I need you to. Now, for the Bible scholars in the building, for those of you who eat, sleep, work your Bible, I want y'all to turn with me to the hardest book in the Bible to find. It's the hardest book. If you need some help finding it, ask your neighbor. If you need help finding it, ask the person behind you. But I need y'all to help somebody else find the hardest book in the Bible to find, and that's the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis. When you get to Genesis, y'all keep strolling and you keep looking for it. When you get to Genesis, I need you to find Genesis chapter 37. Genesis chapter 37. If you can't find Genesis, then you ain't opened your Bible ever. If you can't find Genesis, I need you at Sunday school. I need you at prayer meetings. I need you at Bible study. I need you at the barbershop asking questions. I need you at we got a new church phone. I need you to blow that church phone up Because if you can't find Genesis, something wrong with you. Bless your name. Bless your name. Genesis chapter 37. Amen? Amen. Amen. I need y'all to help me say this. Can y'all do that? There's a song. It simply says this right here. You are my strength. Strength like no other. Strength like no other. What is it going to do? Reaches. Y'all know that? Come on, y'all help me sing it. You are my strength. Oh, strength like no other. Strength like no other. Reaches. Come on, y'all help me sing it. You are my strength. You are my strength. Oh, strength like I'm the only one in here. Come on, somebody. I done tried everything that you can possibly name. But for some reason, God was the last thing that I tried. And the thing about it is, if He would have been the first thing that I tried, come on, minister. If God would have been the first thing that I tried, maybe some of these scars wouldn't be on my face. If God was the skip over some of the numbers so you will get the overall point of the story. Amen? Amen. Because right now we're talking about another Joseph. Joseph in the book of Genesis was a man that from the beginning of his birth he found favor in the name of Jesus. Since Joseph came out of the womb, he found favor in the name of Jesus. That's sort of like some of us in here. You may not know it. Your neighbor may not know it. Your mom, your dad, your friends may not know it. But since you've been born, you have found favor in the name of Jesus. Am I right about it? That means that no matter what you go through, come on somebody, that means no matter how many haters you got in your life, that means how many people that tried to bring you down, I still got favor in the name of Jesus. Am I right about it? Yeah. Listen to this, listen to this. Joseph, Genesis, chapter 37. We're going to start at verse 2. Let's go to verse 2. I got verse 3, but I need y'all to realize verse 2. It says this right here. It says, this is the account of Jacob's family line. If my Bible doesn't say what yours Bible says, I'm reading from the NIV version. And it says this right here. Joseph, a young man of 17, who was tending the flocks with his brother and the sons of Bilhah and the sons of Zilpah, his father's wife, and he brought their father the bad report about them. Now Israel is not the place. We're talking about Israel, the person. I need y'all to understand that. Not Israel, the place. We're talking about Israel, the person. Sometimes when you come up in life and you do a dramatic change, God will change your name. Change your name. Yes. In fact, he changed mine. In fact, when I was out there, I was known as CeeLo, C-Shaw, C-Murder, Cocaine. I had a bunch of names. But when I found Jesus, he'll change your name. And that's what we're talking about. Israel was the father of Joseph. In fact, it says this right here. Now Israel loved Joseph more than any of the other sons, because he had been born, listen to this, because he had been born to him in an old age. He made an ordinance, that's a very special thing, ordinate robe for him. His brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of them. They hated him and could not speak a kind word to them. Now verse 5 says this, Joseph had a dream. And when he told his brothers, they hated him all the more. He said to them, listen to this dream that I had. We are binding sheaves and grain, and out of the fields we suddenly saw my shaft rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed down to it. His brother said to him, do you intend to reign over us? Do you intend to be my boss man? Do you intend to be my king? Do you intend to reign over us? Will you actually rule us? And they hated him all the more because his dream is what he said. Verse 9, it says this. Then he had another dream, and he told his brothers, listen, he said, I had another dream, and this time the sun and the moon and 11 stars were bowing down to me. When he told his father as well as his brother, his fathers rebuked him and said, what is this dream you had? Will your mother and I and your brothers actually come and bow down to the ground before you? His brothers were jealous of him, but his fathers kept the matter in mind. Now, I need you to stroll all the way down to 17. Verse 17. Verse 17 says this right here. They had moved, let me catch you up. point in time, Joseph had decided while he was working, the other brothers had decided, we're going to leave Joseph and we're going to go to another place. Maybe we can find a better harvest. Amen? Now listen to 17. This is what it says. They had moved on from here, and a man answered, I hear they say, let's go down to Dalton. So Joseph went after his brothers, and they found him near Dalton. But they saw him in the distance, and before they reached him, they plotted to kill him. Here comes that dreamer. They said to each other, come now, let's kill him and throw him. Let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns and say that a ferocious animal devoured him. Then we'll see what comes of this dreamer. Now I need you to scroll down to 36. Chapter 36. Verse 36. I'm sorry. And it says this right here. It says, meanwhile, the Midianites sold Joseph to Egypt, and Potiphar, one of Potiphar's officials, and the captain of his ground. So what's going now is, they go out, and they plot to kill their brother. But one of the brothers had a heart. Somebody in your circle got a heart. Somebody in your circle got a mind that's made up on Jesus, but they're trying to fall into the category with everybody else. So what happened was they went out and they plotted to kill him. But somebody said, instead of us kill him, we're going to sell him. We're going to sell our brother to be a slave. We're going to sell him. Now, turn to chapter 39. I promise I'm almost finished. Chapter 39. We're going to start at the first verse. Chapter 39. And the first verse says this, now Joseph had been taken down to Egypt. Potiphar, the one that he was sold into slavery with, Potiphar, an Egyptian who was one of Pharaoh's officers, the captain of the ground, bought him from the Israelites who had taken him there. The Lord was with Joseph so that he prospered. Listen, the Lord was with Joseph so he prospered. And he lived in the house with the Egyptian master. When the master saw that the Lord was with him, and the Lord gave him success in everything that he did. Somebody should be writing right now. The Lord gave him success in everything that he did. Listen to this part. Listen up. Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he entrusted his care in everything he owned. From the time he put in charge of his household and all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptians because of Joseph. The blessings of the Lord was on everything that Potiphar had, both his house and in the field. So Potiphar left everything he had in Joseph's care. With Joseph in charge, he did not concern himself with anything except the food that he ate. Now listen to this part. Now Joseph was a well-built man. Joseph was a nice-looking man. He wasn't slipping on his pimping. It wasn't no slop to his couch. Joseph, he was a well-built. He took care of himself. I can imagine that he probably ate good, worked out a little bit, biceps, triceps, everything cutting up, probably ripping out of his jacket. It says it's right here. It says Joseph was a well-built and handsome, and after a while his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, come to bed with me. Come to bed with me. Now listen to this part. Now Joseph, but he refused with me in charge. He told her, my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owned, he entrusted in my care. No one is greater in this house than I. My master has withheld nothing from me except you. Because you are his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God. Although she spoke with Joseph after the day, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her. Listen, one day he went to the house and attended his duties, and none of the house servants was inside. She caught up with him by his cloak and said, "Come to bed with me." But he left his cloak in her hand and ran out of the house. When she saw that he had left his cloak in her hand, he had ran out of the house. She called her household servant. "Look!" Somebody say, "Look." Look. She said to them, "This Hebrew, this man."
Yes.
In other words, if it was in the daytime, she probably would use the N-word. This person. He has brought us to make sport of us. He came in here to sleep with me, but I screamed. When he heard me scream for help, he left his cloak beside me and ran out of the house. I need y'all to scroll down to 19. It's the last one. Well, there's one more after 19. This is what it says. When his master heard of his wife told him, saying, "This is how your slave treats me," he burned with anger. Joseph's master took him and put him in prison and placed where the king's prisoners was confined. Now listen, after she threw herself at Joseph, and she told him, "Won't you come away with me?" He told her no.
Yes, yes.
Now I need y'all to, this ain't even a part of my sermon, but this part just clicked in my head. This is how God works. He wasn't talking to her about the master is going to be disappointed with me. Come on. Yes. He didn't say that. He didn't say, "I'm not going to sleep with you because of your husband." He didn't say, "I'm not going to sleep with you because it's wrong." He said, "I will not sleep with you and sin against my God." No matter what you do, I don't care who you are, nothing is higher than God. And ain't nothing you can do that can make me sin against my God. I know your husband may be a powerful man, but I refuse to sin against my God. I need to read your word. That's important right there. That's big. So after he said no, she said, "Okay." And this is typical. I'm sorry, women. This is typical. He beat me. He put his hands on me. Y'all know they go on. Y'all ain't find it funny. Because it's real. Sometimes real hurt. But this is the thing. Even though he stayed faithful to God and faithful to his master, the woman said he tried to rape me. And so they threw him in prison. Now let me introduce you to favor. Turn to chapter 41. This is the last one. Let me introduce you to favor. Remember I said that word favor. 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 41 says this right here. In fact, we're going to go 41 verse 39. 41 verse 39. And it says this right here. Listen. This is what it says right here. All right, look. I want to read this part right here before we stay. Keep your finger on 41. I need to read this part right here. When she had told her master about what Joseph had did, he sent him to prison. In fact, you don't even have to read it. I'm going to tell you about it. When she sent him to prison, everything in Joseph's character stayed the same. You may be seated. You may be seated. Everything in Joseph's character stayed the same. She threw him in prison. Not only did he abide by the prison laws, he found favor in prison. So much favor that the prison official decided to hand Joseph the keys to the jail cell. In fact, everything in prison that he had done, everything that was going on, the food, everything, he had put it in Joseph's hands Because everything that Joseph did, he found good.
Yeah.
He found favor. That's the thing about favor. No matter what they did to Joseph, they found favor. And that's the end of the Bible. That's the end of the reading. The grass withers and the waters fade, but the word of our God shall remain the same forever. The one thing that I need to talk to y'all about today is the difference between the secular world and church folk. The difference between the secular world and church folk. And the thing that I found out, and it's kind of saddened me, and I know I'm gonna step on some feet today, but the thing that I found out that sometimes secular music, I'm in the barbershop, so I don't want y'all thinking that I'm riding around all the time listening to secular music. I got some Holy Ghost filled CDs. And so the one thing, but check this out, listen. The one thing that I found out about secular music and church music is that people of the world have more joy than people in the church. And that's crazy because people of the world don't even have faith. People in the church supposed to have faith but have no victory. That's the problem. When you have little faith and no victory, you have no substance. When you have little faith and no victory, you have no power. And so I'm trying to figure out today, what is the problem with today's church people that the world got more victory than church folk? Y'all can talk to me back in here today. What is the problem with today's church folk that you cannot have any victory in your walk, but today's world people can find victory in everything that they do? Y'all talk back to me in this place. In fact, this right here, check this out. Check this out. I was listening, I had just left the barbershop. And I turned on my radio. Because if y'all notice, for those who've been in the barbershop, I have a headset that I normally listen to because the radio can get kind of crazy. So I'll put on my word or I'll put on some gospel music and I go into my own world. But I happened to get in my car leaving the barbershop and I heard a couple of songs that really, I was like, you know what? They're kind of good. I can kind of get victory over these songs. One of the songs said this right here. It says, all I do is win, 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 no matter what. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind. I say, wait a minute, I got this. And then I heard another song, it said this right here. I'm riding around and I'm getting it. I'm riding around and I'm getting it. It's mine, I spend it. I say, something is wrong with this picture. Something is wrong with this. And then I continued to look and I heard Lil Wayne say this right here. I ain't got no worries. I ain't got no worries. You know what I did? I pulled my car up. Because I ain't got no worries. Something is wrong with this picture. Something is wrong with this picture. So I had to catch myself, get out of my praise. I said, this ain't right, this ain't right. 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 So I turned into the gospel station. And I heard my partner on there, Marcus B. Wilder, he said this right here. He says, this is our typical gospel songs. Work it out. How you gonna pay your rent? Work it out. All your money spent. Work it out. Baby need a pair of shoes. Work it out. What you got a light bill do? Work it out. What you got a gas bill too? Work it out. Telephone's disconnected. I say something is wrong with this, guys. What is going on? So I turned into the other gospel station. Guess what it said? Trouble in my way. Trouble in my way. I have to cry sometimes. I have to cry sometimes. I lay awake at night. I don't need to miss no sleep. I don't need to miss no sleep. There's something wrong with that picture. There's something wrong with the picture. It seems to me that people of the world got more victory than people in the church. You come to church nowadays, you ask them, hey brother, how you doing? Now everybody know me. I'm the same no matter what's going on in my life. You're going to see me smiling. You're going to see me hollering because you don't know what I've been through. You don't know my story. And so when I say I got victory, that means the world didn't give it. The world can't take it away. I'm going to praise my God no matter what you're going through. You may be going through a mess, but my mess got victory. I said this right here. I said there's something wrong with church folk. You walk in church, I'd be like, hey brother, how you doing? Well. You know my blood pressure medicine ran out. You know my back been hurting all week. I got these bills due. I don't know how God gonna fix it. Where is your victory? Where is your substance? It's sad because it's true. That people of the world are outdoing the people in the church. This is a problem. This is a problem. So I heard this other song. And this one song right here, I said, I got to say this one. Because this song, I got to preach about it. I know everybody in here know this song. And this song right here. I'm living the best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. Look, everybody here. Everybody here ready to turn up. But soon as praise team get up here, everybody got an attitude. I wonder what they gonna sing today. She ain't even on the right note. If you hurt yourself in the car, you ain't on the right note. It says, I'm living the best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. In fact, if I kept listening to it, it says, I got a lot to be smiling for. We ain't gonna go that far. But I got to thinking, I said, this is a problem because that's victory. That's victory. If you can speak that to everything that you got going on in your life, there's victory outside of your circumstances. I'm living the best life. I'm not going back and forth with you. Let me tell you what I got out of that. I'm not going back and forth with you because I'm not going to argue about the good and gracious that my Lord has been. I'm not going to argue with you about his grace and mercy. I'm not going to argue with you how he brought me through the storm. I'm not going to argue with you that he brought me from nothing and turned me into something. I'm living the best life. And I'm not going back to work. Am I right about it? Come on, somebody. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing about Joseph. This is why these two stories meet up in one. No matter what Joseph was going on, you never heard him complain about nothing. I couldn't even read the whole scripture, but y'all need to go back and read the story of Joseph because there's victory in that story. Not one time did Joseph complain about the situation that he was going in. In fact, when his brother sold him to slavery, I'm living the best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. He had favor. He had so much favor that his wife had him thrown in jail. Guess what he said? I'm living the best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. So he found favor. And see, the story continues because there was some other people that had dreams. And one of them, he said, this is the answer to your dream. I'm not going to give it all to you. I need you to go read it. This is the answer to your dream. Now, when your dream comes to fruition, don't forget about me.
Come on now.
When everything that I told you come true, don't forget about me. When I gave you the answer to the questions that you have, don't forget about me. So what's the first thing he do when his dream came to fruition? He forgot about Joseph. I gave you the answers and you found increase in your life. You forgot about me. But guess what Joseph did? I'm living the best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. He continued to see favor. He continued to see favor. And not only did he find favor, Pharaoh had a dream. And so in the midst of his dream, he needed answers. He said, I need somebody to give me some answers.
Come on now.
He went after Joseph. After Joseph helped him with his dream, and this is favor, he not only let him out of prison, he not only made him his right-hand man, he made him the man over all of Egypt. Favor. Favor. Now check this out. There's a couple of things, in fact, there's 3 things that I need you to get out of this. If you definitely want to live your best life, I need you to remember these 3 things. 3 things. The first thing I need you to remember is, don't stop walking in your victory. Don't stop walking in your victory. You're going to go through some situations in your life. Everybody does. But the way you handle your situation determines the way that you come out of your situation. You're going to get a new job. It may not be the job that you want, but determining how you go about your job determines if you find increase on your job. Walk in your victory. Check this out. Not only walk in your victory, get rid of the people around you that's not walking in your victory. Listen to this. In chapter 37, 3 verses 4, he had favor from birth. That means from the ruler to the tutor. From the beginning, he walked in his victory. His brother sold him into slavery. He found victory, and he walked in his victory as a slave. Because he was walking in victory as a slave, the wife found out about him and noticed him. She threw herself on him. He told her, no, I'm not going to sleep with you, so she threw him in jail. He walked in his victory in prison. By him walking in his victory in prison, he found favor through the prison officials. After he found favor with the prison officials, the man that he inspired on, the man that he leaned on to tell Pharaoh about his deeds, forgot all about him. So he continued to walk in his victory. Walk in your victory, especially if you have favor on your life. Somebody listen. If you're walking in your victory, you're favored. Because that means that you believe everything that God is going to do for you. Let me explain this to you. The battle is not yours. It belongs to the Lord. So if you are a child of God, you don't have to pick up no knife. You don't got to pick up no gun. In fact, I'm not going to even worry about my haters because I'm going to walk in my victory because I have favor over my life. Come on, talk to me. Somebody needs to be walking in their victory. Or did you forget that you got favor over your life? Walk in your victory. Listen to this. 2 Corinthians 20:17 says this right here. I will not need to fight in this battle. Stand firm. Hold your position. And see the salvation of the Lord on your behalf. Do not be afraid. And do not be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against them, and the Lord will be with you. Isaiah 40:31 says this right here. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings like eagles. How many of y'all gonna mount up on wings? Walk in your victory. Because you got favor on your life. Get rid of everybody in your circle that's not walking in victory. Girl, let me tell you what happened today. Now I'm walking in my victory. Man, did you hear about here? Now I'm walking in my victory. Girl, I guess what happened at work today? Now I'm walking in my victory. Man, I've been sick all week. That's your business. I'm walking in my victory. Come on, somebody. Walk in your victory. Because you got favor on your life. Come on, somebody. Now check this out. There's a number 2 that I need y'all to get. There's a number 2 that I need y'all to get. After you start walking in your victory because you finally remember that you got favor on your life. Listen to this. I need you to remain focused and undistracted.
Yes, yes. Come on, come on.
Listen to this.
Say it one more time for us.
I need you to stay focused and undistracted. Stay focused and undistracted. I think this one I got it. I said stay focused and undistracted. Now listen. When he was sold into slavery, he's walking around doing his thing with his handsome self. Reminds me of me. He's walking around doing his thing.
Come on now.
The wife noticed him. She probably said, "Dang, you fine. Come to bed with me." Now check this out. 90% women and men, y'all gonna call me a liar, but it's the truth. I'm sorry. 90% of everybody in this room that was in that position will fall for the distraction.
Come on.
90% of everybody in this room will fall for the distraction. Not because you're thinking of the distraction, you're thinking of a supplement increase.
Say it one more time.
I said not because you're thinking of the distraction, you're thinking of a supplement increase. In fact, a songwriter says this: you can't come behind me, you can't go above me, you can't go around me. You must come in at the door. That means ain't no subcontracting, ain't nowhere around your victory but straight through the door. Straight through the door. Keep in mind that there are distractions all around you. There are distractions all around you. In fact, let me give you an example. The racehorse. The racehorse. If anybody ever seen a racehorse, what they do is right before they send them out to run, they put what you call blockers on the side of their face. The reason why they put blockers on the side of their face is so that they don't look on the right or the left of them. Now check this out. Horses are just like people because we are designed to run in packs. We are designed to run in packs. So that means, check this out, Deep. If you holler, take off running to the door. Guess what everybody else is doing? If you take off running and don't tell nobody why you run, especially black folks, we're going to run and ask questions later. I don't even know why you run, but I'm going to run and ask questions later. We are designed to run in packs. Now listen, just like the racehorse, if they did not put blockers on the side of the racehorse, wherever the first horse is running, he's going to follow him. And they're going to run as a pack. Now check this out. Most of y'all in here need to go to the store and buy you some horse blockers. Somebody in here don't know which way to run. Some people in here don't know who to follow. Some people will see a shiny thing and run afterwards. Girl, he got on a nice necklace. She got a nice shape. Some of us need some horse blockers because you're being distracted from your promise. You're being distracted from what God has for you. In fact, if it wasn't for distractions, you probably would have been there already. I know I'm telling the truth. Listen to this. Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2 says this right here. Fix our attention on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of the faith, who, in view of joy set before him, endures the cross. Romans 12 and 2 says this right here. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. By testing, you may discern what is the will of God. Somebody needs to have on the distractors, because sometimes you have to tell yourself in life, sorry, get out of my way, but I'm going after my destiny. Sometimes you got to tell the people around you, come on, man, let's go get some drinks. No, I'm sorry, but I'm running after my destiny. Come on, man, we can just go party one time. No, I got my blockers on. I'm running after my destiny. In fact, you need to move out of my way.
Amen.
Because if you're not running with me, then I'm running without you. You need to get out of my way. Because if you're not running with me, then I'm running without you. I know that's kind of hard. Because some people need to go home and tell their boyfriend, I'm sorry, if you're not running with me, then you need to get out of my way. Some people need to tell their co-workers. Some people need to tell their wives, look, baby, I don't mean no harm.
That's it.
In fact, it's not you, it's me. It's not you, it's me. And I'm sorry, but this thing ain't going nowhere because you're running in place. Get out my way because I'm running to my destiny. I'm running to my destiny. How many of y'all want to run to your destiny? Tell your neighbors in the side, you say, neighbor, I'm sorry, but I'm running to my destiny. That was a hater. Look at the other neighbor. And say, neighbor, I'm sorry, but I'm running to my destiny. If you ain't got your running shoes on, then get out of my way. Because I'm running to my destiny. I'm running to my destiny. In fact, don't worry about it. I'm going to open that door for you. Get out of my car. I'm running to my destiny. Come on, somebody. I'm going to run into my destiny. In fact, I heard my friend say this when he came inside. He said, I've been doing this a long time, and I ain't got tired yet. That sounds like a man that's running for his destiny. I don't need you in my way. I don't need you being a burden. I don't need you every time I come home, you eating the groceries. You been home all day. I don't need you coming up with excuses of why we went to check the shit. I don't need you coming up with excuses of why you can't come to church with me. I don't need you with no excuses of why your life is better and I'm living in this world. I'm sorry. Get out my car. You're living the best life. And go back and forth with you. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. Now, this is the thing. This is the thing. The reason you can walk in your victory. The reason you cannot be distracted. It's the same reason Joseph wasn't distracted. Now listen, I need y'all to really get this part right here. After this, we're going to tear the church up, deep. The one thing that got Joseph through everything that they put in front of him. He went out to pick the crops with his brother. They sold him into slavery. They sold him into slavery. They took him. And not only did they sell him into slavery, the wife wanted him, didn't get him, and threw him in prison. Not only did they throw him in prison, the dude that was supposed to help him get out of prison didn't even remember his name. The reason that he was able to get through all of this is because just like in Genesis 37, he remembered what Jesus promised him. He remembered the promise. I need y'all to go back and remember the promise. Because God made you some promises in here. And you don't forget what God said. Just because God promised you a manager position and you start off with washing dishes, don't start complaining about your dishwashing. Remember the promise. Just because God said, look, I'm going to make you above every man. And you starting on the bottom. Remember the promise. God gave you some promises in here. Somebody needs to go back to the beginning and remember the promise. Some of y'all need to remember the promise. Because what God told you in the beginning, it is so. I'm like, I done heard too much about him, and I refuse to doubt him. I'm sorry. He made me a promise a long time ago. I don't need you in my way. I'm running for my victory because God remembered the promise. Remember the promise. Now listen to this. 2 Corinthians 7:14 says this right here. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then, somebody say then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and will heal their land. That's a promise. Check this out. No matter what you're going through in your life, no matter what problems you got going on, God said if you would just humble yourself and call on my name, I will be there every time. That's a promise. That's a promise. Listen to John. John 3:16 said this right here. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in me shall not perish, but have what? That's a promise. You can That's a promise. Some people need to go back to the beginning and remember the promise. See, the way that Joseph got through is because he remembered what God told him in the beginning. God said that your sheep will raise up and everybody else will bow before you. You can sell me into prison. I mean, you can sell me into slavery. But guess what? One day, my shaft is going to rise up. And yours is going to bow down and worship me. You can put me in jail. But guess what? One day my shaft is going to raise up. And you're going to bow down and worship me. You can say anything you want to say about me. But guess what? One day my shaft is going to raise up. And you're going to bow before me. You can say all the lies you want to. You can tell my name up. You can put I've been lied on, cheated, talked about, mistreated. But guess what? I remember the promise. And one day my shaft is going to grow up and you're going to bow down and worship me. No matter what job you give me, guess what? One day I'm going to rise up and y'all going to bow down and worship me. Remember the promise. Remember the promise. You might not have your own church now, but remember the promise. Because one day you're going to rise up and they're going to bow down and worship you. You might not have everything you need in life, but remember the promise. God said one day you're going to rise up and they're going to bow down and worship you. You might not have the job that you got right now, but keep going. Keep your eyes on the focus. Keep your eyes on your destiny. And remember the promise. Because one day you're going to rise up and they're going to bow down and worship you. Everything that you have in life is because of your promise. Nothing goes outside of his promise. You may not think you're on the right road, but remember the promise. Remember what God said in the beginning. Everybody in here has a different promise. Yours might not be mine, but I remember it. Yours might not be like mine, but I remember it. Hallelujah. Glory. They said, Corey, you sold too many drugs. They said, Corey, you did too much. Corey, you hurt too many people. But God gave me a promise. I remember the promise. everybody turned their back on me.
Yes.
Corey, you preaching? You preaching, bro? You ain't gonna get nothing out of that. The devil's a lie. I remember the promise. God told me a long time ago, I'll never forget it. I was about 8 years old. And I remember a dream that I had. I was standing in a pulpit. And as I remembered, as I remained in the pulpit, I began to fly over a flock of people. Church was jam-packed to the roof, seating room only. I remember floating over these people. And as I woke up in the spirit. I woke up shouting and I woke up praising. I took off running to my mama's room. Mama, you remember this. I took off running to my mama's room. I said, Mama, I woke up shouting. You know what she did? At that time, she said, come here, sit right here. Let me pray for you. God made me a promise back then. God made me a promise back then. No matter how many drugs I sold, no matter how many women I was with, no matter how many times I came up and fell back down, God still remembered that he told me what my promise was. Look at me now. Look at me now. No matter what I've been through, I remember the promise. No matter how many times they said I wouldn't make it, I remember the promise. Y'all need to make sure these three things are in your life. Walk in your victory. Stay away from distractions and keep your mind focused on your destiny. And remember the promise. That's what got Joseph through. He remembered the promise. He remembered this one right here. The Bible says that God said he would never leave or forsake you. No matter what you're going through, God is with you. No matter how hard it may look, God is with you. No matter how many bills are due, God is with you. No matter how many times he broke your heart, God is with you. No matter how many times they told no, Jesus can still say yes because God is with you. No matter how many times the doctor said your body and you're not going to make it, he's a liar because God is with you. No matter how many times you went to the courtroom and the judge said that you will never get right. I'm going to give you the book. You can do what you want to because God is with me. And I remember the promise. I'm not going to let nobody steal me away from my promise. Because he said it and it is so. And when God said it, it is so. I'm not going to let you steal my joy because you didn't give it to me anyway. God gave me a promise. And if he said it, it is so. I'm not going to let you steal my peace because I remember the promise. And if he said it, it is so. I'm not going to let you steal my victory because I remember the promise. And if God said it, it is so. It is so. It is so. It is so. I don't care how many friends tell you, man, you're not going to amount to nothing going that way. It is so. Because I remember the promise. And I'm not going to let you distract me anyway. In fact, get out my car. Get out my car. Don't even touch my door. I'll open it for you. Get out my car. Because I got a promise. And it is so. You can't steal my peace. You can't take my joy away. And God made me a promise. He said that one day your shaft is going to raise up. And they're going to kneel down and worship. Remember your promise. Everybody to their feet. Remember your promise. Remember your promise. Anything that God said, it is so. God said that he was going to make you a leader amongst men. You may not be there right now, but he made a promise, and it is so. God said that some of y'all ain't going to be business owners. You may be working at Subway right now, but he made you a promise. It is so. In fact, a famous basketball player said this right here. Respect the process. Respect the process. Just because you are not where your neighbor is, respect the process. I might not know the Bible like these ministers over here. They tight.
No, you get it.
But God made me a promise. And I'm going to run on. And I'm not going to get tired. In fact, that's another song. Come on, Perry, you know that song? I don't get tired. I don't get tired. Corey, you ain't tired of singing? I don't get tired. You ain't tired of preaching? I don't get tired. You ain't tired of screaming and praising God? I don't get tired. Because God made me a promise. And when he said it, it is so. How many of y'all will respect the process? Come on, there's three things that I need y'all to get. It's three things that I need y'all to get. Walk in your victory. I need the hands to see them. I need to see the hands of those who are going to walk in their victory. Come on, everybody. Walk in your victory. Stay focused and keep your minds on your destiny. Even if you have to go to the store and buy you some horse flowers. Sometimes y'all might see me with my shades on. No, I ain't being cool. I'm staying focused. I learned that from my daughter. My daughter does this right here. She'll have her phone, and she'll have the headphones to her phone in her ear. They ain't even playing. I say, baby, why are you walking around with your headphones in your ear and ain't no music playing? She said, Daddy, because I don't want nobody to talk to me. I don't mean no harm. I don't mean no harm. You may even say I'm being rude, but that's what you say. You ain't got a hell to put me in, and you can't judge nothing in my life. So I'm going to put my headphones on to keep me away from you. I don't need your distraction. I don't need your bad temper. I don't need your constant complaining. Just because you can't see your praise team, you won't set a church up. Just because Pastor gave women ministry to somebody else, you don't want to go there no more. We don't need them. Because we're focused. And I don't know about, I know everybody may go to a different church. But let me tell you something about this church. It's not a sales pitch. It's the truth. This church is focused on its destiny. Next month we celebrate 10 years. 10 years! Honey, y'all don't understand. A lot of people don't make it 10 years. And y'all don't even know our story. But the thing about it is, 10 years ago, God gave Pastor a promise. Everything, James, you know, everything wasn't smooth.
So what?
Everything wasn't kosher. In fact, we went from an abandoned warehouse. No, we started at the house. We went from the house to an abandoned warehouse. From the warehouse to the house. From the house
To a funeral home.
to a funeral home. Who like having church with Lazarus? Hold up. Y'all don't know who Lazarus is. That's okay. Respect the process. You may not be biblically informed, but keep coming. You will get there. That's my promise. Listen, we went from the house to a funeral home. Some jealous people came up and stole the property from up under us. We went back to the house. But guess what we said at the house?
Victory?
Living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. We went from the house here. And we have been praising God ever since. We are the loudest thing on the floor. Because we What BJ? She's in office.
She's in the office right now.
I remember when we came in here, it was 2 or 3 people. Maybe. Maybe. Oh, when we got 5 people, we took it up. We crowded. That's the truth. But we never took our eyes off the promise. Some people came. God said, no, y'all got the right kind of people.
Yeah.
Y'all got the wrong attitudes. In fact, your prayer life it sucks. Your worship life sucks. In fact, every time you come in that building, your temperament fell on everybody else. What you mad for? You got a lot to be smiling for. Because you woke up this morning. God started you on your way. You got clothes on your back and shoes on your feet. You got a meal at the table. What are you smiling? What you smiling for? God gave you a promise. I need y'all to turn around and look at this building. Look at everybody in this building. Look at these members. Look at these ministers over here. Look at these musicians over here. It wasn't always like this. But we respect the process. And we kept our eyes on the promise. I need a show of hands for those of you who got a promise in your life. Think about it. Close your eyes, everybody, all over the building. Close your eyes, all over the building. God made you a promise a long time ago. Think about it. Think about it. What was that promise God gave you? What's that success story that you already got in your head? What is it? God said when you leave here today, remember what you just thought of. Because I promised you that. You might not be where you want to be right now. You might not have the job that you want right now. But I made you a promise. And if I said it, it is so. If he said it, it is so. Pastor, if he said it, it is so. Ministers, if he said it, it is so. Give God a round of applause in this place.
Minister said one thing. He said, remember the promise that God gave each and every last one of you. I want to piggyback on that. The Bible says, seek ye first. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. And all these things, they will come forward. Stop trying to put the cart before the horse. Seek ye first the kingdom. The kingdom. The kingdom. The kingdom. Seek it. And stay focused. The doors of the church are open. Anybody want to seek the kingdom? God already promised you. Anybody want to go in order? The doors of the church are open. Come on, ministers. Anybody want to seek God first? Would you come? Would you come? Would you come? Will you be obedient? Walk according to God. Will you come? Hallelujah, look at him. Y'all show some love, show some love. Seek you first. Don't worry about getting you straight. You can't get you straight. Seek you first. God, I need you to get me in order. God, I need you to get my life in order. God, I need you to come in my house. Would you come? in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord. Trust in the Lord with your hallelujah. Trust in the Lord. Seek God first. Don't worry about your job. Seek God. Your job is just a resource. Seek God. God is the Lord. Seek God. Seek Him. Hallelujah. 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 Glory, glory, glory. Glory, glory, glory. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah. Praise you, my God. Glory to the name. Glory to the name. Hallelujah. Glory to yours, my God. Thank you, my God. Thank you, my God. For your grace and mercy has brought me through. I'm living this life because of you. I seek God first and your grace, your mercy brought me through. I'm living this life because of you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Glory, 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 glory. Glory, 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 your grace and mercy brought me through. I'm living this moment because of I want to praise and to praise you too. Yes, yes. For your grace and would you help me sing that? Your grace and mercy, it brought me through. How many's living the next life? I'm living each one because of you. Hallelujah. Thank you. I want to thank and I praise you too. Yes. Your grace and mercy brought me through. Let's rest on our feet. Let's say that one more time. Your grace and mercy, it brought me through. I'm living each moment, yes I am, because of you. Yes, yes. I want to thank you. And I'm not ashamed to praise you too. Thank you, Jesus. Your grace and mercy. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Lord, thank you, Lord.